Hey guys, how you guys doing? Hope everyone is doing fine. If you are new on this channel, my name is Akim.
And my name is Electa. Welcome back to our channel. Returning subscribers, thank you very much. Thank you for all the love on our previous video. So before you watch this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up for us and make sure you do subscribe. I think we've got an interesting video for them today, actually. It's, okay, so in our DMs, one of like our subscribers asked us a very interesting question, which I hadn't really actually thought about properly yet. So the question they asked was, what are the things you wish you knew before you got married? So for those of you who don't know, me and Akim are married. So that's why, hence they asked that question. So we thought we would answer that question in front of you guys. We haven't actually, you know, answered each other, but we just thought we'll discuss it on this platform. Yeah,
so we thought we are gonna bring it to you guys because Electa was asking me, what are the things you wish you knew, you know? So I was like, let's just talk to the camera and, you know, so it's authentic. It's not like we've discussed it before or maybe have a rehearsal about it. So yeah, so Electa, are you gonna go first? What are the things you wish you knew?
Why do you want me to go first? Why don't you go first?
No, well, it's too late for you now. I said
no,
it first.
Why?
No, it's too late now.
Okay.
I said it first. So what are the things you wish you knew, like about marriage, about me, or
about you a lot,
or what do you think the person is actually asking? Is it about the marriage institution or about the person you are marrying, or is it a bit of both? What are you talking about?
I think it's a bit of both, but I think maybe the person's asking more about the marriage institution, probably, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so in terms of that, I would say one thing I wish I knew, or somebody had told me, you know, that marriage is hard. And I say that, I know some people will be like a bit, I know, like, you know, growing up, like, you know, people say, oh, it's hard. And you, once you get in your 20s or your mid-20s or start thinking about marriage, thinking, am I going to get married? I would like to get married. Or what is marriage about? You start seeing your friends get married. You know that marriage is not like a walk in the park. Do you know what I mean? Come on. But the degree of hardness, is on another level. And that's not me saying that like it's always bad. When I say hard, it doesn't always mean it's bad. It just also means that it takes a lot of like commitment. It takes a lot of like energy, and that energy doesn't always have to be bad energy. It could be positive energy, but it's still energy. Do you know what I mean?
So when you say something is hard, the word hard is basically like, in other words, it's difficult. It's challenging.
The correct word will be challenging, which is also can be hard because it's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and say marriage is easy as well. Do you know what I mean?
So from your experience, what makes you feel like marriage is not easy?
Because, and I don't want people to take what I'm saying with this video like in another way, but obviously I'm being transparent. Sorry, that's the only way we know how to be, because obviously we like to post on social media, we have the fun videos on our channel, but it wouldn't really be, it would be doing an injustice to people to always come up here smiling and stuff and make people or certain friends or people in our lives feel like it's always happy, it's easy, it's free flowing, you know what I mean?
So in other words, marriage is not like always rosy. Like,
it's not always rosy. You do
like
have
what you guys see in the picture, might
or
not
the
be
videos or our Instagram. We love singing songs in the cars. We like taking pictures. We like going to hotels and stuff like that. And we have a whale of a time. Me and him are like best friends. But there are aspects that are challenging. And why I would say that is because it takes a lot of commitment. Like, you have to show up every single day in marriage for your significant other. It might be Monday, I might show up more than he does. And then Tuesday, I might show up less. Do you know what I mean? But either way, you still have to show up, because it's like you're in a boat. You can't row the boat by yourself. You both have to do it, because if you're just doing it by yourself, you're not going anywhere. It's going to be harder. Do you know what I mean?
So to make it clear to the audience, yeah, what part of marriage is difficult or harder or challenging?
That you have to show up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Like, obviously we have kids, we have 2 kids, one that's already like in school, has started school, and another like kind of baby transitioning into toddlers. So they're already like 2 different stages. And
so is that like a family life you're talking about, or
the marriage is family life? Yeah, but the marriage ties into, that's people's own, I'm talking on my own experience, how it's gonna tie in to being hard. What I mean is showing up every single day when you don't want to show up, when you're tired from the kids. If you don't have kids, tired from work. I'm talking about me because I have kids. Tired from work, tired from other family issues or whatever, or problems, or you just don't want to, but you have to in some sort of way put your stuff at times on the back burner to make that ship or that boat keep going, if you understand what I'm saying.
You have to be selfless.
Yeah, you have to be really selfless in marriage. And that's one thing that I've always been a selfless person, but you have to be more selfless. You can't almost think about yourself. Well, that's me. You have to think about the bigger picture, you know. So I knew it was hard, and I knew there was sacrifice, and I knew there was commitment and stuff like that. But obviously once you're in it, you now start seeing how the level, the degree of what you have to do. That's what I would say, that I probably underestimated how challenging it would be, if I'm being honest.
So to you, marriage is challenging. Is there any fun part of it at all? Is there any? Yeah,
but this is things you wish you knew. And that was my first. Of course, there's fun parts of it. You know what I mean? People have seen the fun parts of it. But there's no good in me just always talking about the fun parts. Like, the fun parts are obvious. The not so obvious parts are the parts that are not fun, or the parts that people don't always see. The parts that are hidden, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean by saying it's challenging. Anyone that's been in a marriage or in a long-term or committed relationship, you know how challenging it can be. And that's just little arguments, big arguments, things like you're just tired. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily saying, oh, wow, this is the worst thing in my life. It's just answering the question that the person asked. Like, what are the things you wish you knew before you got married? And if you go in a bit more prepared, it's not such a, oh, do you know what I mean? Like, the first year of marriage, I think for me was, the first 2 years, I think it was a bit like overwhelming, like, wow, you know, this is going. Like, it was like, I never regretted it, and I still don't regret getting married to my husband. That was like one of the best decisions I made in my life, completely, because I love him and he's my best friend and he's my everything, you know. I can't imagine a life without him, honestly, but it's the truth. But the first 2 years, you can even say that it was challenging, because come on, guys,
to be honest,
think about it. It's like you are living every single day, you're sharing a life with someone all of a sudden, do you know what I mean? And the level of commitment is completely different. Even sharing a house or a flat with your sister or your cousin that you grew up with, that's in the same family, in the same household, you grew up in the same way with the same views, is still so difficult.
So if I'm to answer that question, things I wish I knew before getting married, I would say...
Why did you go,
I would say one of my first points would be, I wish I knew I would never have to get my own space anymore. Like, because till today, sometimes I still crave it. Like, sometimes I just want to be in the room by myself, like, you know, because, you know, sometimes maybe you get tired from work, you know, you just going home, you just wish, once I enter that door, I don't even want to eat dinner, I just want to go straight to bed, you know. Like, if you're a single person, that is possible to do that, you know, like, but when you are married now, or like, it's not possible, because you still have to chat to someone, you know, when you get back home, you want to discuss how your day been, because you know, I'm not saying it's not good to, you know, but sometimes maybe you are just, you know, when you are just, you just want to be in that corner.
And
like,
you're a man as well.
You know,
men crave their more, like, I feel like men crave their space more than women do. Yeah. Women, we don't mind. Well, sir, not every woman, I'm just saying majority, right? There are some women that just want to be left alone. Do you understand what I mean? But there are some women that don't mind being up under their husband or their boyfriend all day and night. But men, they're more like they want, you know, their minute kind of thing.
Yeah, because sometimes you just feel like, no, I want to just be left alone. And there's no how you can communicate this without coming across like you are hungry, or maybe something happened at work. Nothing happened at work. I just want to be left alone. Like, I just want to go straight to bed. You know, that's not possible anymore when you are in, you know, I wish someone told me that, like, because I'm someone that enjoys my space. Like, you know, I'd like to be in my own moment sometimes, like, without having to be misconstrued, or maybe think maybe I'm hungry, or maybe, you know, something went wrong at work or something, you know. Yeah, that is one of the things I wish I knew before getting married. And another thing was, I wish I knew myself more. Like, if I'm saying I wish I knew myself more before getting married, there's a lot of things that, if looking back, if I can correct anything, I wish I would say, if I know myself a little bit more, maybe that will help me to, like, make some rational decision when dealing with my wife. Because sometimes in this marriage, some of the qualities that I've been able to acquire now, when I was single, like, there are some things that I would just do without even anyone questioning me or anything like that, you know. But now in marriage, it's just things that I wish I knew that, oh, like respect, once I enter this thing, there will be no going back to some of my old behaviors. Living like a single life, for example, like maybe, just so people can get what you're trying to, for example, like maybe going out, for example, in the early days, we used to have an issue with that, and not issue with him going out per se. It's great. We're still young. We got married at 24, 25, so we're young. He can go out with his mates, I can go out with my friends, but it's an issue where he never saw a problem in going out and then coming back late and not really like updating me on what the situation is. Okay, I'm here. Okay, I'm going to stay at my friends and whatever. So he might go out, end up staying at his friends or crashing at his friends, and then silence until the next morning. And it was just like, just because of safety aspect as well, it's like, where are you? You know, I need to know where you are. I'm calling you, you know, and stuff like that. So those are like areas that maybe he struggled with, right? Yeah, I would say, to add to what she just said, most men don't really prepare for marriage like women do.
Can I come on that? I think that's kind of a bad thing, you know, and I think that's like an African upbringing, or maybe a black upbringing. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think it's a kind of African and black upbringing, or maybe just a man upbringing, which I think is not good, because I feel like women from as young as whenever they're prepared, or maybe especially in African culture, when you get to a certain age, like especially in Zimbabwe where I'm from, you go to your auntie's house, or your aunties always give you tips, or when you marry and you do this, or your mum say, you know, you clean the house, this is how you look up. Even when you get married, sometimes you go to your auntie's house and she gives you a whole lecture, a whole this. Do men really get that sort of lecture from their uncles and their dads, and that now when you're getting married? And I think that kind of does a disservice to men as well. I
think all what men are being taught right from young
is to provide.
Is to make money. That things is like everything will take care of itself.
But do you think now that you are in a marriage, do you think Well, it is an important part, but do you think providing is the only thing a man should know about marriage?
Obviously not. Not only providing. Another thing, any man who going to marry, to marry someone should know how to be a little bit selfless. So it's just one of them things that men never prepared for. You know, we never taught how to share our emotions or show it. Some of the things I wish I knew before going into marriage. There's more, but I don't know. Like,
yeah, we'll just keep it at 2 points.
So we'll just keep it there.
My second point would be, this is not actually about the marriage itself, but I feel like it still answers the question, which is what are the things that you wish you knew before you got married? Is that I wish I knew that once you get married, people start automatically thinking for you. And I say that to say, not all, by the way, because I don't want any of my friends to say I'm throwing them under the bus, or family members or ex-friends or whatever. But I feel like once you get married, obviously, you know, your friendship dynamics, certain dynamics change in your life. But I feel like one thing I experienced, and I feel like people start thinking for you because all of a sudden you're married now, or you have children now, and you're a married woman. Oh, you don't want to come out to this place. You don't want to come out to this concert. You don't want to come out to... And it's almost like you end up feeling left out the same way they probably feel like, oh, she's got a whole new life now. We don't want to like disturb her and say, come out here. Maybe she's not allowed to come out, or you know what I mean? But you as well, it was a very, like, that change was a bit like, oh, but I'm still me. I still want to be invited to, just because I'm married doesn't mean that I've got 2 heads now all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean?
At least let her say no.
Yeah, at least
I'm busy.
Yeah, at least give me the opportunity to say no, or I'm busy, or I can't. You know what I mean? So that was like a weird, like, kind of dynamic that I had to like go into and get over. But now everything's good. I understand that people sometimes they have preconceived notions and judgments about people, you know, when you have children or when you have when you're married and stuff. I know people with children as well, they go through that where certain people are like, oh, because she's got a kid, she can't come. Or we'll just go, it's nice sometimes just ask. You don't know if she can get a babysitter, just try.
For both men and women, when you are married, people feel like they don't want to disturb you, you know. Sometimes...
Obviously, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying invite me every single night, or I'm not saying that, like, every single...
Are you bored?
No.
Are you feeling left out?
No, I said at the beginning of our marriage, I felt like a few people just felt like, oh, you know what I mean? But now I'm okay. I'm a homebody anyway. I don't mind being at home anyway. I probably won't come, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you, I probably won't come. But just...
That's why they won't invite you.
But still, just invite me. You know Electra's not going to come, but just still say, hey, we're doing this. Do you want to come? No, I just feel like, don't think for me. Do you know what I mean? And also, I'm not saying, oh, I want to be out there going out every single weekend, because, you know, I'm married and have kids.
I think there will be... Like,
there's a balance.
I think your friends now... Either the ones that are married or not, they know, like, because they are married now, they know what to invite you to, obviously, you know. So I don't think they're doing it out of anything. If they're going out to link men, are they going to...
I'm not talking about linking men.
I'm not talking about
linking...
If the event...
Oh my God. Why is it linking men?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, so they know where to invite you to they know... No, there's
a few places I could have gone. That's why I've mentioned it. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying, you know, and so
at the early stage, do you feel left out?
Left out,
or do you feel like a lot of people
I don't know what to say. I wouldn't say left out per se, but I can't find the word for it. Do you know what I mean?
Because even me, sometimes when at the early stage, people will say, I don't want trouble with your wife. Just, you know, like, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm the one dragging you away from her and things like that, you know. I
think the most important thing anyway is for couples is about finding balance. Like, obviously, you know, marriage is not a bondage. You're still allowed to see your friends. You can still go out here and there. Like you just said, it's about where they're inviting you to, and where you're going. Like you said, if your friends are inviting you to link men now, don't invite me, please. Or if your friends are now, you know, men inviting you to like go to some chicks' houses and stuff, and you know you're married, perhaps don't go. But I'm saying, like, you know, brunches, things like that. If you what do boys do? They go to casinos.
Single people don't do that. Single people don't do they go in brunch. Single people
they
rather invite
single people,
their single friends.
Single people do go brunch. What are you talking about?
I know, but I'm saying, what is the need to invite you that you're already married? Like, they believe brunch is now, maybe if you want to go brunch, maybe you enjoy brunch more with your husband, you know, rather than... Of
course I do enjoy brunch more with my husband. No, I don't mean I enjoy brunch. What am I saying? I mean, no, I don't enjoy... What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, yeah, there's a time and a place. There's times I enjoy going out with only my husband and we connect on that level. Then there's times, you know, you would want to go out with your friends, your girls and stuff like that. Same as you. There's times you want to be me and there's times you want to do boy stuff. And boys... It's not only clubbing. I mean, clubbing, we have no problem in this relationship. Akeem does, you know, frequent the club sometimes. Do you know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. But like you were saying, that maybe single people feel like you can't come. So there's more to life than clubbing. There's bowling, there's casinos, there's snooker, there's lots of stuff that guys do, you know what I mean, that they can invite you to, a drink up at their house or a little games night or whatever. I'm just saying it's nice to be included.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. So
yeah, guys, those are our two things. I think we went a bit on a tangent, but I'm guessing that you guys probably know what we're trying to say. You get the gist. Those are things that we wish we knew before we got married. And if anyone else has any more questions, marriage, relationship related, that they would like to ask us, please do in our DMs on Instagram, which is Akeem and Electa, and I'll put that down here so you guys can follow us and keep connected.
And if there's any more thing you guys would like to share with us, things you wish you know before you get married, you know,
put them down in the
comment section. And if there's any video suggestion for us, we are welcoming, you know, different ideas.
Yeah,
and, you know,
definitely.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching once again. Keep safe and we love you guys. Bye.
See you in our next video.